X1, X7, X4, it doesn't matter. It all started with the BMW X5, and this is the car's 5th generation. You're gonna hear me say 2 words a lot, Neue Klasse. It is an all-new leap forward for BMW. It brings in a whole new generation of tech on the inside, looks on the outside, different powertrains. There is so much to delve into, so let's get right into it. I've been staring at this car for a while now, and I have to say I really like it, but I'm sure it's going to split opinion. This is the Neue Klasse front end. It looks a little bit like the iX3 that we've seen already for a while now. You have the elongated kidney grills, you have the sort of black mask effect here, and for the X5 exclusively, you get these cool X motifs in the headlight. It's sort of a nod to the fact that the X5 really is where the SAV thing started for BMW, and I think they're pretty neat, but if you don't like them, you can turn off the slash that goes outward and just have ones that sort of cut in like this. Underneath the hood of the iX5, you will find a little bit of space for something, not that much though. It's a pretty small area. The point is the battery's in the floor and the motors are somewhere underneath here. It is a fully electric car, but the new X5's party trick is that it's going to have 5 different powertrain options. So you have a fully electric model, there will be a diesel, a plug-in hybrid, a gas-only version, and a hydrogen model in some markets too. Let's have a quick think about this. Which ones are the US market going to get? Well, I think you can count out hydrogen and diesel pretty much right away because the diesels don't sell very well and there are almost no places to fill up with hydrogen in the States. It might come in very limited quantities only to California because that's where the Toyota Mirai was sold, but I seriously doubt it. It just doesn't make that much sense. So you can expect a pure gas version, a pure EV version, and a plug-in hybrid, almost exactly like we have right now.
And no matter what kind of car you drive, if you're looking to sell or trade up, we can help you get an instant cash offer. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code.
The X5 has grown in both wheelbase and overall, so you have more room on the inside and slightly longer front and rear overhangs. Also, you can expect this car to fully kill off the BMW iX because it does basically the exact same job and you don't need to sell 2 cars that do the same thing. Additionally, look at the side. It's very flat, kind of like the iX is. It's very tough. They've raised the belt line and sort of shrunken down the greenhouse so it looks a bit more muscular on the road, a bit sleeker as well. It gives it a more monolithic shape, let's say. Also, you've been looking at the side for a little while now. Is there something you did or did not notice? Well, there are no traditional door handles here. It is just a little winglet on the B-pillar. And the way it works is it's more of like a pressure sensor than anything. It's kind of like what's on the Mach-E, but there's no real button. All you have to do is slide your fingers in there, do this, and the doors open automatically. Now, I know what you're thinking about the new door handles. What if it's snowing? What if you have gloves on? What if something crazy happened? First of all, BMW has probably thought of every single possible scenario. It snows here in Germany too. I'll give you an idea of what I'm talking about. This is my card holder. There are several cards in here at the moment, and it's pretty thick. I'm going to put it between my fingers and the door handle. Watch. It still opens. Like, it knows that pressure is being applied to the door handle and it opens anyway. I think these kinds of door handles used to be a lot more finicky and almost stupid, but they have worked on the tech, they have iterated it, they know what the problem areas are, and they've made them genuinely quite good. I don't think this is going to be much of a problem. Another thing that they've changed pretty seriously for the new X5 is this. There is no more split folding tailgate. Some people didn't seem to use it that much or even think it was that important. I thought it was really crucial to the X5 ethos to have the split folding tailgate because it felt like a staple, and that's kind of gone now. They say the reason they've done that is to open up the cargo area and give you the same amount of space despite the sort of more rakish roofline. They did that for range and efficiency reasons. I would have taken the range penalty and kept my shelf, but you know, we'll let BMW do BMW. Thank you for joining me. I'd like to switch it up and start in the back because it is really nice back here. It feels like a step above even the current X7. It's really spacious, it's really huge. The floor is perfectly flat across the way. I got a ton of knee room, a ton of headroom, and the glass roof is enormous. I got pillows for the backrest. There is a lot of really sweet creature comforts going on in the back of the new X5. Your kids are going to be spoiled rotten. More detailed stuff on the back seat space other than the pillows and the nice leather is you get this nice control down here for the fans, and you get heated seats on the outboard, and you also get a slot to charge your phone with a little MagSafe connector, so you can pop your phone down there and it won't rattle around as the driver's doing I don't know, like 140 miles an hour on the Autobahn or something. Also, you get little air vents here, and in the center, you also have the little bring your own iPad connector with the USB port here in the back of the seat. And you get a super sick Bowers & Wilkins audio system, just like what's in the current iX. It sounds awesome. Inside the front of the new X5, it is a very, very nice place to sit. It almost feels as nice as the new 7 Series. There's leather and nice soft touch materials like Alcantara and this nice like headliner here. Everything is just so well finished in the new X5. It's a real step above the current car, which was already pretty nice. Other neat details in here. This button layout in the center is a piece of slate. It is like actual stone, which I've never seen in a car before. That's really cool. You get another wireless charger with a MagSafe thingy in here, and you get room for another phone. Small cup holders, typical for, you know, BMW, German cars, they have small cup holders. 2 USB-C ports. Okay storage in the center console. It's very narrow and not super deep, but you do get a lot of storage in the door bins. Also, like, take a look at the controls, the jewelry in here. It is so nice to be inside. It hardly feels like I even deserve to sit in this place. But everything just feels like truly like super duper well thought out in here, and I already like sitting in it. I don't want to leave. These cars are all gonna have like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but I don't know why you'd use it when actually it's so easy to go into Spotify and play the stuff that you want to play. Another thing I'd like to point out, and you're going to hear this a lot about new BMWs, is Neue Klasse, right? Which means you got the panoramic iDrive, which is the projected information at the bottom of the windscreen. You have a traditional head-up display here, which will be like 3D augmented reality. You have a huge central screen for all of your infotainment needs, and then you can also have an optional passenger display. There is a lot of tech going on. Thankfully, it doesn't feel like an overload when you start to use it, right? The first time you see this, you might not know where to begin, but the second you start messing around with it and digging into things, it becomes genuinely a lot more intuitive than I would have expected. I like the size of the screen. The resolution is incredible. The response from it is genuinely fantastic. The only problem is that there's very little in the way of physical controls, and that's something that I will continue to hammer BMW for, because I just want like a knob to adjust my vent and like something for my temperature and fan speed. But if this is the way it has to be, this is a pretty good compromise. Another thing BMW has added into the Neue Klasse cars is a pretty clever voice assistant. You access it by pressing the button here, and I'm going to show you how clever it really is. Navigate me to Berlin and tell me something about the city.
On it, navigation to Berlin set. Berlin is Germany's capital and largest city with 3.7 million residents, known for its vibrant culture and extensive parks.
I don't even think Siri can do that. Another thing that BMW is diving deep into is what they call symbiotic drive, and that is driver assistance systems that are actually less resistive to what you want to do. So take, for example, you have lane keep assist all the way on, but you sort of nudge over into the other lane without turning on the turn signal. The car will know that you are doing this on purpose, and it won't fight you and recorrect you into the center of your old lane. It'll help nudge you to the lane that you want to be in, and then it'll re-engage. It is a much smarter system. Or like, let's say, for example, you're doing adaptive cruise control and you tap the brake to slow down a little bit. It won't just disengage the entire system. It'll slow down the limit that you have set with you because maybe you realized traffic was slowing down before it did or something. It's much more cooperative in the way that it does things. BMW is also diving deep into customization. They want you to feel like you can make your car yours. And one of the ways they do that is with this personal mode. You can configure the background of the main infotainment display, but you can also add your own pictures. So like if I wanted a picture of my dog or my childhood home on here, I could put that on there and I could always be reminded of home or my dog or whatever whenever I go into the home screen. And I think that's actually really, really cool. It's a neat personal touch, and it's something that BMW is doing to help make your car feel like it's your car. And then, of course, because this is a Neue Klasse car, you also have the panoramic iDrive thing, which you can customize. Go into displays, and then go into panoramic vision, and then set your personal dashboard to whatever widget your heart desires. There are 6 possible options in this car, and you can make them all kinds of silly things. You can even show BMW art cars from the days of old. Let's see what they have here. That's cool. I like the E30. The point is, like, you can really customize this to your heart's content, and you can get a ton of information at a glance without having to take your eyes off the road, which I think is a pretty big deal.
If you like seeing us cover the latest releases, the best way to let us know you want to see more videos like this one is to like and subscribe.
And that is the new X5. There is a lot to take in, from the fancy new interior to the new exterior design to all of the new powertrains. There's a lot going on, and BMW has a lot riding on this because they think they've done such a good job that they genuinely call it a 2-generation leap, not just one. Whether or not that's true, we won't know until we get behind the wheel and compare it to the Mercedes and the Audi, which I'm sure we will do in time. Until then, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.